under your chairmanship. Climate change is an absolutely huge subject, massively important, particularly for our children and grandchildren's futures. Really important to Stroud because we are the greenest constituency in the greenest county in the country, and people passionately care about this issue. So I've really tried to focus on a few campaigns, creating a natural GCSE and focusing on wetlands, focusing on biodiversity. So I was really, really pleased to have the Minister come to visit us at WWT Slimbridge last week. It's the headquarters of WWT. We got to show off our wetlands and got to show her all 6 varieties of flamingos and introduce her to Mr. James, who is 70 years old. I'm going to get my asks in first because I know we're short of time. The first one, Minister, as we explained last week as well, is to work with the APPG, of which I am chair, to reach our ambition of creating 100,000 additional hectares of wetlands in the country. The second is to lead investment into natural flood management. We can do this through local authorities having a better strategic approach, through setting targets, and through funding with blended finance options. The third is to assist us to develop the salt marsh code. Now, this is really important, as the Honourable Member for Bristol East points out, that we want to get private investment into this work. But to be fair to companies, they get a really hard time. They do something, they're told they're greenwashing, they don't do anything, they get into trouble. So what we want is to put the evidence behind what we're asking them to do so they can be confident when they're investing, and that's what our code will achieve. I would also like to see a domestic wetlands team, a specific domestic wetlands team in DEFRA. We've got amazing experts that become really, really brilliant and focused on things like peatlands, on biodiversity, and I appreciate that wetlands does cross over a lot of these areas, but actually giving us that focus with the team behind us will ensure that we meet all of these ambitions. What I would say, if I have a moment, is just to say that, you know, wetlands really does play a key role in helping to tackle climate change. The issue of climate change gets a bit shouty sometimes, a lot shouty in other times, but when you talk to the public about biodiversity and things like wetlands that they can see, they get it and they understand it. And one of the conversations that we had with the Minister, just for the benefit of the honourable members in the room last week, we were talking about how the carbon benefits of forests, and the Minister said to the local experts, what is the difference between the carbon benefits of forests compared to the carbon benefits of wetlands? And the expert's response was about 18 times better. That is absolutely extraordinary. It's not something that farmers understand properly yet, or the NFU understand, and we do need to get this evidence so we can back this up. But you know, we can do great things. We can help to hit our net zero targets in the country if you really put your shoulder behind Mr. the APPG for wetlands and all my asks.
Would my honourable friend give way?
I will give way, thank you.
I'm very grateful to her. She's making as powerful an argument for wetlands as our honourable friend who led this debate so well, the member for Hastings and Rye, did for nature-based solutions. Does she agree with me that we can square all of these things? She has fantastic wetlands. I've got some contaminated land where we can put a new wood and have some green energy, and down in Hastings and Rye there are all sorts of different solutions to protect the sea. It's about recognising the value of this great environmental plan and then implementing it as the Honourable Member for Stroud has in her own constituency.
I thank the Honourable Member for Gloucester as my near neighbour. I think we do need to be creative. I think we do need to be very open to ideas and to work together in our fabulous constituencies and make sure that this is where the focus from DEFRA, which is absolutely brilliant. The government and the country does not get enough credit for the progress we have made on the environment, but with things like this we can actually help the public see progress as well. Thank you, Mr.